have Ron Burgundy play some jazz flute. Get up there. Go. Shabba-dabba-ba-dip-ba-da. Ooh. Chicka-ah, chicka, ooh. Chicka-ah, chicka-ah. Yo, hey, are we live? We are live.
Yeah.
Welcome to another a little bit. Just getting in the mood.
I thought you were talking Joe Biden, bro. I was like, what the? How
Welcome
did?
to another episode of Mermadeus Exit.
Corn pot.
We're gonna come on exactly 1 minute in a minute. Call for unity if everybody just gotta do it one time.
Ooh, Joe Biden. Is he president? I don't know.
We got someone chiming in already. Sup, mother humpers?
What's up?
Hey.
Sup? Who's that?
Christopher.
What up, Chris?
Christopher, my man. 30 seconds.
All right, all right.
We're about to go live.
And we're doing the Brew World Order.
Tournament of beers.
T-O-B, baby. B-W-O? T-O-B. 20 seconds.
We're gonna drink some good beer and rate it.
You down with that T-O-B?
That
Yeah,
tournament
you know.
of beers.
You know that's right.
All right.
10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. The economy is at its lowest it's been in 4 years after the dreaded COVID vaccine killed nearly a fourth of the human population. It's been 4 years of scandals, sexual assault allegations, impeachment, and surviving 20 assault attempts. President Kamala Harris and her Vice President Hillary Clinton are running against former President Donald Trump, or maybe his son Don Jr. I don't know. Will Trump run in 2024 if he loses? We'll talk to a poll watcher that's focused on exposing election violations that may lead to voter fraud. And then finally, we will begin the Brew World Order Tournament of Beers. That's right. This is Emergency Exit.
This act is for emergencies only.
All right. This is episode 180. Today is November 11th, 2020.
Oh, yeah.
This is again 10 on 10 in our floating tin can. Far above the world. That's right.
Chicka world.
All right, so
That's the remix.
I am Los. You can follow me on Twitter at That's Right Los. Joining me as always is the Holy Hispanic, David Aguilar, making sure we're streaming
hello,
live,
hello.
getting that beer ready, and cold is Brandon the Hard Hat Mitchell.
What is up?
Hard
How
hat,
y'all
hard
doing?
hat.
How y'all
There you
doing?
go. Oh,
Yo,
damn,
yo,
that
yo.
fucking
So
crowd
we've
again,
got
man.
an interview coming up. It's going to be great. We've got Jennifer Fleck, but we've got something very important to do. It is the Brew World Order Tournament of Beers. Let's go.
It's the Brew World Order.
All right. So, hey,
Yes.
check this out, you guys. For the last 4 years, we have been tasting beers. We have over 100 beers that have been rated from 1 to 5. That's right.
That's right.
We took the average of every single one of those ratings, every single one of those beers,
Yep.
and we compiled a list of 16. We have 16 competitors in this race.
It's gonna be a tight race, man. Like when I looked at the bracket, I was thinking to myself, like, damn, I'm sure there's gonna be some big upsets.
There will be a link to the.
Oh, look at those.
There'll be a link
two.
to the bracket if you guys want to fill out your bracket. We'll keep it open for like 2 weeks. I think it'll be good enough for 2 weeks. But everyone you go to and there's already a match done, you're gonna lose out on those points, and you may not, you may not get anything. So just get in there now.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
You gotta do it
Now.
now.
So, anyways,
And there's gonna be a
I'm super
giveaway.
excited. I'm super
There's gonna be a giveaway.
Woohoo,
We got
giveaway.
we got some merch that we're gonna be giving away to who wins.
all right.
So let's see what happens.
So what we are going to do here is we're going to get 2 beers in 2 cups.
Yes.
One labeled A, one labeled B. We're going to pick which one we like the best, and hopefully it's the winner of that one.
Yeah.
And the tiebreaker is Brandon. We're trying this out. It's the first
Yeah.
annual. So
First annual.
we're ironing these out as we go along.
This is
but
history in the making.
let's see. We've got, first of all, the two beers that are going up against each other are what, Brandon?
Those two beers are Austin Amber coming out of Austin Beer Works. That's a number 7 seed.
Yeah.
Versus a number 10. My personal favorite, Love Street by Carbach Brewery.
Carbach.
Oh,
Okay.
oh my.
Okay.
Well, and let's see. We've got two beers. The A is a lighter color beer. I wonder what that one could be. And B is a darker colored.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go ahead. We're gonna dive right in. So here is the. Why don't you give us that music that we made here for it? We didn't make it, but
we
have it for it.
We have it for you.
That's right.
All right. So which one are we doing first? This one?
We'll try B first.
B.
All right. Here's B. Malty. This is most likely an amber.
Okay. Okay.
Not bad. Not bad. All right.
Now remember, you're judging them against each other.
Let me take a little.
Palate cleanser.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. We're drinking A. This one's much lighter. Oh boy. This is a tough one. This is a tough one.
It is.
You want to go first or should I go first?
I need to
There's things to like about both of these
Yeah.
beers. One is extra light. It's got some great taste to it. The other one's full of flavor. It lingers.
Yeah.
This one's a drinking beer. This one's a sipping beer.
Okay. I think I'm ready.
What do you got?
Are we declaring who we think the winner
Yeah.
is? Okay. I'm gonna go with this one.
You're going with Austin Amber. Well, you're going with...
I'm gonna.
what is that? It's a B.
That's the B.
Yeah.
I would assume it's Austin Amber.
I'm
by
gonna
the
go
way.
with B.
You know what? I don't... I'm gonna take one more sip here. You know what? I am going with B.
There you
I'm
go.
going with Austin Amber, the
there
winner.
you go.
Wow. There
That's-
goes my
that's the
beer
winner.
right there.
Give us
Yeah,
some,
was that
give us some
yours?
claps for that. Give us some.
Wait.
The audience. There they are. Come on, man.
Let's go.
All right. Well, looks like Austin Amber. It was Austin Amber, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I just figured.
I mean, some rounds you probably won't be able to tell. Some will obviously be more obvious. But, you know, we want to remove at least as much bias as we can.
And yeah, exactly. And that's why I had to retaste this one because I really did like
They're
it.
both really good.
Yeah, but I like the way this one felt better. This one, it tasted great, but it felt like I was drinking like Coors Light or like a Michelob, even though it had a great taste.
All
this
right.
one, I like the way it felt on my tongue.
Well, that's a quick brew order tournament of beers. That's round one. It's I think number 6, match 6. We're gonna do next week. We're gonna do the peach orange blossom. What is that one from Funky Monkey Brewing?
Oh,
That homebrew from
yes.
from our friend Kevin. So
Kevin, I can't wait,
he's going up against somebody. I'm sure he's going to win, but who knows?
and we'll see.
That's the Brew World Order. Make sure to get your tournament filled out. We'll keep it going. We'll keep it open for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Just know that if you fill out this as the winner, you're automatically going to get the point, but that point will be deducted at the end. We will be able to see when you've joined. So hop on. Let's do it. That's the Brew World Order Tournament of Beer.
It's the brew.
All right. Check this out, okay? Is Jennifer
Yeah,
ready? yet?
she's
been
on.
hanging out, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're ready.
Jennifer, can you hear us?
Oh, hang on.
He's got to turn it on over here.
She should be.
Hello. Anyways, we got to talk in between. So we like, hey,
Oh. Okay.
can you hear us? Can we hear you?
Jesus,
She can hear us. Sorry, technical challenges here. Brandon's always working hard on this. He's got this. So let me tell you a little bit about Jennifer Fleck before she hops on to here.
Yeah.
But she's a lawyer, from what I understand. She ran for the Texas House District 47 against Justin Berry. Got an R next to his name, but lost in the runoff. She accuses the Travis County Clerk's Office of election violations. That's right. And she was arrested after photographing inside the clerk's office. I'm not sure if that's what she got kicked out for. We'll talk to her about it. Do we have her on there?
I mean, I'm trying to solve this audio issue, and I don't know, man.
Sorry, Jennifer. Yeah, we'll get into it. But
we'll
essentially, I'm going to pull up this article.
Oh, is it because you have the Rode mic plugged in?
No, I'm not getting audio from that.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't want to sit around and not talk.
Yeah.
So we got to tickety talk.
The tickety talk.
Tickety talk, the Chinese chicken.
Oh, man. Bare Naked Ladies, they're like one of my favorite bands of all time.
Watching X-Files with no lights on. We are no bears on. I hope the smoking man's on this one.
Like Harrison, but I'm getting.
We'll get a copyright strike because we sang it too good, man.
Yeah, I think we're doing really good.
All right, I'm going to read from KXAN here in Austin, Texas. State requests criminal investigation into alleged election violations inside Travis County Clerk's office. Now, this was published November 2nd, 2020 by Jody Barr. B-A-R-R.
Is she related to William Barr?
Perhaps.
I think she is.
Distant relative.
And so I feel like this article is biased.
Distant relative. Can we... She's back up. And here in Austin.
I don't know why.
State request. Yeah, he's getting it going. Nearly 2 months ago, the Texas Secretary of State's office typed a letter asking for a criminal investigation into the Travis County Clerk's office. The letter named 3 Republican poll watchers who claimed the clerk's office kept them from doing their jobs. The poll watchers accused the clerk's office of committing crimes against the Texas election code in the ballot counting from the July 14th, 2020 runoff election. One poll watcher said he wasn't allowed into the counting room at all.
Really?
So we'll talk about that. We're still not, sorry for the issue, Jennifer. We are working on it. Yeah. And I'll keep reading from this. Another 2 poll watchers said they were sequestered into a, quote, media room, unquote, at the clerk's office, unable to hear and see ballot tabulations and counts the night the polls closed in July. Quote, after review of the submitted documentation, we believe the information regarding the offenses warrants a submission for criminal investigation, unquote. That's Keith Ingram, the elections director at the SOS, wrote in a September 2nd referral letter.
Even most recently, I sent you guys the article that was it the mayor or the governor that was like, hey, if like $1 million reward for anything that you can show about election
Oh, right,
fraud.
right. I have that.
I got her calling
in
right
the
now.
link.
Okay. Charge.
Hang on.
Do, 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 do.
All right, here she is.
Jennifer.
Hi,
Hello, how are you?
Hey.
I'm good. Can you hear me?
We
Yes.
can hear you, and we can see you
yes,
too.
we can see you too.
That's great. So we figured it out. See, Brandon the Hardhead Mitchell, he works hard for that, and he
works hard for the money.
so hard for that money. So Jennifer Fleck, you are a lawyer, correct?
Correct.
Great. Okay, great. So, and you also ran for the Texas House District 47 against Justin Berry, but lost in the runoff. And you're also accusing the Travis County Clerk's Office of election violations. And you were arrested after photographing inside the clerk's office.
Correct.
All right. Thanks for being on.
Yeah. Thanks
Tell
for
us,
having me.
tell
I
us
appreciate
more about what's going on with you.
Okay. So just to kind of start a little bit from the beginning, I was reported to have lost in the July runoff against Justin Berry. I think there was an expectation that I was going to win by a lot of people, including myself. But to be fair, every candidate, I guess, thinks they're going to win.
Right.
So, but I did obtain the audit logs from the election and interviewed witnesses and poll watchers that participated in the July election. and found enough irregularities that I believe that the election was untrustworthy. So I didn't pursue my own election, getting a new election for myself. But I was concerned about the November election. And so I started sort of like tooting my horn and making very public that the Travis County Clerk, Dana Debevois, was illegally handling our ballots and processing our election, administering our election. And I didn't get much traction, although complaints that were filed with the Secretary of State, not by me, by other poll watchers, were referred to the Texas Attorney General back in September that should have brought his attention to the fact that she was cheating the voters. And I feel like I tried my darndest. I made it very public on social media. I met with people. I filed complaints with every federal agency that I could, and had the grassroots reach out to the Attorney General asking him to please get involved, and that never happened. So from July 14th to November 2nd, there really was no traction and no movement. So I got appointed by the Travis County Republican Party to be a poll watcher in the November election. Because I'm not a candidate now. I'm just a commoner and a peasant like you. And we're all commoners.
Yeah, we're all regular folk.
We're all just regular folks.
Yeah, speaking of commoners, I'm a poll watcher too. I go to the strip club
I
every
was
once in a
going to
while.
say, you like watching that other poll, but you know what I mean?
I'm
Look,
just kidding.
there's a reason why his beard looks that good, all right?
Quiet. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay, but that's a little bit funny because I don't know if you know, but if every time I speak my text into my phone, especially when I'm driving, and whenever I say poll watcher, it spells poll, P-O-L-E, every single time.
You know what I mean? Siri's trying to tell you something. Siri has it ingrained.
So you become a poll watcher, and how many times can you go? Can you go while they're counting every single time?
You can go every day.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go. Okay, so so you could serve as a poll watcher at the voting locations, like in your neighborhood. But I knew from my election that a lot of the fraud that I was aware of was happening, or the illegal activity that I was aware of was happening at central count. So most people don't understand that when you vote in your neighborhood, at the end of early voting, they take the flash drive or the memory stick, whatever you want to call it, that all the votes are stored on at your location. They take them to a central location and they put them in a machine and they add them all together, and that's how we know the results. Okay? So Friday, when all of the flash drives, memory sticks were coming in from early vote, she didn't allow poll watchers to observe and to perform their duties on Friday before the Tuesday election. So because I'm so involved now with election integrity, I knew that was happening. So I got appointed by the Travis County Republican Party to go on Monday and Tuesday. So Monday the 2nd, Tuesday election day. I went on Monday fully expecting to have to call 911 because I knew that she was obstructing poll watchers, and that's a Class A misdemeanor in the state of Texas. So it's a year in jail and or up to $4,000 fine.
So how is she obstructing you guys? How is she obstructing the poll watchers? Is the important thing, I think.
Yep.
Yes.
So we showed up, and I posted pictures on my Facebook, and they were also on KXAN. By the way, shout out to Jody Barr. He's doing a great job. He's doing a great job reporting and actually reporting the facts, which I appreciate in Austin, Texas. So we showed up.
Besides us.
Showed up. There was 2 Democrats and 2 Republicans.
Okay.
Because poll watchers are meant to be like guardians of the election, right? We want to make sure that everything is done on the up and up. We're there representing the voters, essentially. So we showed up, and Dana Debevois, she's the Travis County clerk, her and her staff had all four of us in a separate room with a wall with a window separating us from the election activity. So the law says in Texas that poll watchers are allowed to sit or stand conveniently near the tabulation of votes, the creation of reports, and to be able to ask questions about any irregularities that we see. So we're supposed to be watching everything come in where we can say, hey, those numbers don't match, or hey, there's a ballot stuck in the back of that box, or whatever, right? We can't do that when we're behind a wall.
Yeah. And they
With
wouldn't
no sound.
they wouldn't let you go around or anything either.
No.
See, that's the most unusual part too. So what did I wanted to ask here? So you in the reports and the reports I read about this story, it said that you wore a hidden camera as well that was filming and rolling. Is this true?
I did.
Oh.
Where's that footage?
True. That was confiscated by the sheriff. They didn't realize that I was wearing the wire until I had already been under arrest at the sheriff's office for an hour. So when I got arrested, they arrested me because I refused to leave. It wasn't because I was wearing a wire. Nobody knew that I was wearing a wire at that time.
There you go.
Well, yeah, it's sort of the we're even.
Yeah.
Hey, we're breaking the law, but then you broke the law to do this. So they're like, all right, well, my job's done
Exactly.
here. You guys can go on. Let's go.
Yep.
But they detained you for 24 hours, right? And you sleep in a cold cell, all hunched
Correct.
up in a ball.
I've said in a few interviews that I think all of us maybe have watched a few too many movies where we think that if you're not a real criminal, you get treated a little bit better. That's not true. That's not true. It was a very unpleasant experience. I would do it again for this reason. I did everything under the law and everything that a conservative professional would have done to get the Attorney General to do his job before the election, and nothing was working. And since I've been arrested, I've been on probably 15 shows.
Woo.
And the Attorney General has called me 3 or 4 times at his office, and I have a meeting with their office tomorrow morning downtown where I will provide them with all the evidence that I've had since July.
There you
So
go.
the arrest, I get a little pushback on that because people don't think that we should be breaking the law when other people are breaking the law. But all I have to say is that's the only thing that's worked so far.
Well, look,
for me.
and I just want to say, like, it's so frustrating, and you're absolutely right. I feel like Republicans tend to be punks so many times because we let I don't want to say we, like I'm one of them, but I just want to say, like, the Republican side so much tends to just say, it's all good, like, we're not gonna get mad, cool, like, we forgive you kind of thing. But yeah, you're absolutely right. There's times when we have to say, look, you guys aren't playing fair, and us not playing fair isn't because we're trying to lie, it's because we're trying to tell the truth. Right? Us not playing fair, yeah, we're breaking the law, but we're breaking the law because you guys are breaking the law even worse. And so but then the thing the media does is emphasizes what the Republican Party or someone who's more conservative leaning, they emphasize them breaking the law, saying, look how bad they are and this and that, but they sweep all of theirs under the rug. And that's the frustrating part. And that's why I wish that, Republicans were a little bit more on the attacking. And I think right now they are. That's one thing I like about what's going on with everything in the election is I feel like Republicans are kind of getting a little bit of grit on their teeth right now, saying, yo, we're not going to let go that easy.
You're right.
Yeah, I think it has to happen. And it's unfortunate that I feel like we're always playing catch up.
Mm-hmm.
We're always playing catch up, and we're always behind the ball, and they're always ahead of us. And again, I get pushback from people that my choices are not typical, but I'm just tired of it, and I'm tired of the voters in Travis County getting taken advantage of and not being protected. I'm tired of it.
Well, look, if the Republican Party needs a new AOC, I'm up. Like, I could do it.
What's your middle initial?
Hey, my initials are JDA.
JDA over here.
Yeah, bro. I'm like super Mexican. It's Jesus David Aguilar, bro.
Oh,
like,
you're a Jesus?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that's exactly. That's how you know I'm
didn't even
Mexican. I am, bro.
Oh, man, we gotta go by that.
I know, right?
Jesus David.
To be honest, we need an overhaul of the Republican Party. To be honest.
You're absolutely right by that, and I agree 100%. So I wanted to talk more about this media room that they talk about. Now, I've seen pictures where there's literally just two sides that have windows. Is that correct? And then there's a door on the third wall, and I can't see the fourth wall.
Yeah.
But
We are the fourth wall.
we are the fourth wall. However, so those are the only two windows or two areas of windows that you can look at. And they said that they piped in speaker system or something. Is that something else that they did? I don't even see how that works.
Yeah, no, eventually we had sound at about 4 hours in on Monday because what they do is they connect their phone to an app that connects to a speaker that's in our room, and the sound is actually traveling through somebody's personal iPhone, and her iPhone was dead at 9 in the morning, and so we had to wait 4 hours, and then they eventually hooked up a phone to the speaker. The problem with the speaker is that there were times when there were as many as 9 people in the tabulation room, 9 election officials, and then there were times when they were processing ballots in our room, and you couldn't hear. We were literally like standing next to the speaker trying to hear what they were saying. You could not hear it. It's obstruction. She did it all the way up until today. I don't know if you've seen the report.
I did see the
Have y'all
report.
seen it on Facebook?
I read it
Have you seen it on
actually.
Facebook?
The KXAN is still reporting on it, still working on it.
Yeah.
But yes,
Okay,
we'll get into
today-
that in a second. I want to keep
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about you and coming in this. I want to paint the story correctly because
yeah.
you come in. What time did you show up to this place?
Probably about 9:15 in the morning.
9:15 in the morning. This is the day before the election,
Yes.
Monday morning. You go in there.
You had your American flag T-shirt on and your hat. You had your patriotism on. You had your face painted, all that stuff. You were like Tim
I'm gonna
Tebow.
watch these motherfuckers.
You were like Tim Tebow saying, "I'm gonna get ready for this today, baby."
You did a little.
Yeah, you did a little knee prayer. You did the little knee prayer. We feel you. I got you.
So you go in there and you see that there's this room with a printer in front of one of the windows, and you can barely even look around in there. You can barely hear them. At what point do
No,
you?
you couldn't hear them at all.
At all.
Couldn't hear them at all for the first 4 hours.
Wow.
No, not at all.
At all. And you were there for at least 4 hours. So
I was there. I think I got arrested about 3 p.m.
3 p.m. What is that? That's almost 8
That's
hours.
about 8 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. So about.
I was there from 9 to 3, 9 to 2:30. I don't know, something like that.
And then you snapped a picture at what time? Those 3 pictures or 4 pictures we've seen on KXAN.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's
They
about
keep-
6 hours.
I took the pictures pretty early because it was immediate that I knew what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
And then I called the Travis County Republican Party from the bathroom because you're not supposed to be using your phone.
Right.
And I asked them what do they want me to do? And she said, the legal counsel said, hold on, let me call the county attorney, let me call the Secretary of State. And so I said, okay. So then I called her back, 30 minutes or an hour later. I said, nothing's changed, everything's the same. And she recommended that I call 911, so I did.
Wow.
So I called 911 twice because I called, they didn't come for like 30, 40 minutes, so I called again. And they showed up about an hour after I called the first time.
And
Wow.
so,
Wow. Really?
where was this that you were at? Where was this office?
It's the Travis County Clerk's office at like 5501 Airport Boulevard.
Oh,
I think
okay.
is the address.
Sure.
It's
Yeah,
not too far.
they've got dispatched everywhere. You were detained for 24 hours. Were you prepared to get arrested that day? Did you take out your hoop earrings? You didn't make sure to wear those or nothing, or make sure you didn't have any long nails
Your
or
brass
anything?
knuckles.
Were you
take
ready
your
to get
brass
arrested
knuckles
that
out your
day?
purse, you know what I mean? She got that Antifa mask on.
suspected that it might come to that. I did not prepare because I had never gone to jail before. So I might have done a few things differently. Like I would have taken my camera and my wire off and like pinned them in the toilet tape or something before I got, anyway, but I got arrested with all of it on, which is, it's a very funny story actually, because I got arrested. I'm like in the car, I'm talking to the sheriff all the way to, you know, holding or whatever they call it. I have it on for probably an hour while they have me in the waiting room. And they're like, okay, Miss Fleck, come up here. Well, I don't think they call me Miss Fleck, but they're like, come up here. It's time to search you, basically strip search me and have me change my clothes. And so I kind of stand up and I go to tell her, hey, I'm wearing a wire. And she said something really ugly to me that basically told me I wasn't allowed to talk. And so I was like, okay. And there's probably 4 sheriffs standing around me, and as she's, you know, moving down my body, she's kind of pulling out these wires, and all of them were like, holy shit. So it was a surprise to everybody.
Hell yeah.
So,
Do you think they destroyed the footage?
because I've sent a letter, it's called an evidence preservation directive. As an attorney, I'm asking them to preserve the evidence and not destroy it. I don't know if it's already destroyed or not. I don't know.
Where did you go to school to become a lawyer?
I went to South Texas College of Law in Houston.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, Houston.
That's what I'm talking about.
He's a
H town, baby.
So you refused to leave because essentially you kicked up a fuss, or did they see you with a camera, or what?
Somebody
What
said
exactly
that you
happened?
were very. Somebody said you were very Bruce Lee like. That's what reports were saying. Okay,
They were saying this woman in here is too much like Bruce Lee. She's kicking everything.
she's speaking in Asian languages. I
did
don't know.
She did a roundhouse kick to this printer in front of this window. We need some help. What happened exactly that got their attention?
So when the sheriff showed up, I started to explain to him what the law was and that they were obstructing us from doing our job. And I started explaining to him, we can't see. The room was 20 feet deep behind the glass. I'm like, we cannot see what's going on 20 feet away behind glass. We can't hear.
That's right.
And
yeah, the cop didn't know the law.
Yeah.
And so he didn't know what to do.
The sheriff, I think the sheriff was very, well, he was, because I gave him a little tutelage as we were waiting for my transport. Anyway, I think he was, for sure he didn't know the law, and I think he was very apprehensive about what his, like, power and authority was in that situation. So they took him, the clerk took him aside and away from me in private and talked to him for about 30 minutes. When he returned, he said, Miss, I'm sorry, I can't help you. You're going to need to file a complaint with the Secretary of State. And I'm like, no, because we've already done that. And criminal charges have already been referred against her, and that didn't work. And so I was getting frustrated. And in that moment, you have to know, I was calling the media. I was taking pictures. I was causing some problems, not crazy. Well, one of the poll workers, she was a Democrat, although I'm not saying that to disparage her, but she had never done what we were doing. And she said, right in the middle of everything, she goes, I just want to say that she's been taking pictures. Like, she just was like, I think she was feeling nervous about all of it. You know, and she's like, hey, she's been taking pictures.
She's been taking pictures.
She went Karen on him.
Oh my
She went
God.
Karen on him.
Okay, I said it. I could live now.
She's like, I got that guilt off my shoulders.
I can breathe now.
Yes.
That is too funny.
So you're not allowed to have any kind of recording device in that room while you're poll watching. Although I would assert that we weren't poll watching because we couldn't hear or see.
Right.
Anyway, so at that point, the clerk's office lost their mind.
Yes.
And started demanding that I leave.
Wow.
And I'm like, I'm not leaving. So then they took him away again. And about an hour later, he came back in the room and he says, Miss, you're going to have to leave. I said, I'm not leaving.
Were
And he
his
said, well, I'm gonna have
pupils
to arrest
dilated? Did he look like a zombie? Did they go back there, suck his blood out or something, or replace it with something else?
I would say that they definitely probably told him what he should and shouldn't be doing. He was a young officer. I mean, he's nice, but I would say he definitely was not in charge of what was happening.
Rookie.
He was on adrenochrome.
Rookie. So do you think this media room was is a premeditated effort to keep people from watching?
So, yeah. So she claims that room has been like that for 6 years, but I called her on it. There was a poll watcher in the room with me that had done it before, and she said that's not true. And so I said, Dana, you're lying. That this room has not been this way for 6 years. And then her assistant said, well, it's been this way since November of 2019. So I don't know if y'all remember, but in November we had the constitutional amendment election, right? There was no candidates on that ballot. So they claim it's been that way since November, but then they also claim that it's been that it's set up this way because of COVID.
Right.
Well, COVID didn't exist in November of 2019.
Exactly.
So there is a little bit of discrepancy as to the reasoning behind this setup. But it is new.
Did they build this new area for it and they built the room for it as well? Is that brand new, or they said it's been there for 6 years? Did they spend money to make this?
I don't know. We have done an information request on construction invoices in that room. So I don't know if they specifically built that room for this purpose or if the room existed and now they're just utilizing it in this way. I don't know.
Well, you see, and I think it's weird because all of a sudden, like all of a sudden, for some reason, people think government isn't bad. You know what I mean? Like everybody's saying, what, this election is fair. Last election, everybody was Russia, this and that. We just went 4 years of Russia and all this bullshit. But this one, oh no, this is fair. This one's fair. Why? Well, because Joe Biden won. You know what I mean? And that's what, you know, it's so weird because and again, I always go back to the media because so much of the media is just opinion now. And so when you look at something that's being told to you, it's not being the truth. It's not the news. It's just someone's opinion. You know what I mean?
Well, of course, yeah, but it's hard to decipher what is opinion versus what is just the news. But it's easy now. It's easy for us.
Yes, it's easy because we're awesome.
Not everybody.
Because we're really great.
I want to know what's next. What's happening with all this? Where the lawsuits are going? I have this article that it literally just came out, I think, earlier today at 3:00.
Wow.
But yeah, what's going on? What's the aftermath? You got arrested, you were released. We got lawsuits going on?
So the Travis County Party filed a writ of mandamus on Friday to force her to allow poll watchers to do their job. The Travis County Republican Party entered into a settlement agreement with her today where she agreed to let poll watchers do their job, but today they finished the election. The damage is already done.
Yeah.
Right? She's been illegally obstructing poll watchers for 12 days. And for some reason, the Travis County Republican Party thought it was a good idea to enter into an agreement where they waived their right to sue for a half a day of legal election activity.
Again,
that makes no sense.
Again, that's where I get frustrated.
Oh, I didn't even know that's what happened there.
Because it's like, yo, like, just do it.
So
just do it.
They entered the Republicans entered into an agreement. And they promised not to sue them. So what did they get in return for that?
Today, poll watchers were able to perform their duties.
Wow.
Oh, but they finished counting already. So
today.
Yeah.
So they had 1 day of being able to look over the shoulders, but the job was done already.
And you know what the media is going to do? The media is going to say, "Look, they were there. They were watching. What is he crying about? Why is he crying? Look, they're right there." And they're going to take that footage of that 1 day and use it and say, Trump is crazy. They've been poll watching. He needs to be kicked out because he's crazy.
Lot of fraud.
I'm not going to say they didn't count, but that's fraud. And that's, again, it like, I get frustrated because I already see the narrative being spun out. And when you know the truth and then you hear people spew the lie, as if it's the truth, and then you get frustrated because you can't tell them they're stupid because all they watch is CNN.
And so basically, in this agreement, she admits that she's not admitting, but saying that she's no longer going to keep these physical barriers.
Exactly.
Bans her from placing physical barriers between poll watchers. She agrees. She agrees that poll watchers may be present inside.
Can we sue her as Austinites?
So no, but
No.
other candidates, no. But other losing candidates can file lawsuits. So although the Travis County Republican Party waived their right, the candidates did not waive their right, and the Attorney General can still prosecute can still open a criminal investigation against her.
Okay.
What's upsetting and frustrating is we need a party that will champion the voter. And when you waive 12 days of illegal activity for 1 day of legal activity, that's not a champion. And I started telling a story recently where when I meet people, I put us all on a battlefield, right? You're either my opponent, you're on the front lines with me, I'm protecting you, or you appear to be on my side, but you will shoot me in the back along with everybody on the front line. That's what the Travis County Republican Party did to us today.
Wow.
In my opinion, they shot us all in the back.
Et
That's
tu
my
brute.
opinion.
Et tu brute, man. Come on, Brutus.
Okay, so real quick, we only got a few more minutes left with you. So, do you thought this media room was a premeditated effort to keep people from watching? You said that, right? But and if so, do you believe there's blatant voter fraud going on there? And like, what exactly is going on? Are they switching ballots, changing votes? What do you think is going on in there? At least what they've done already.
Mm-hmm.
They're changing ballots.
They're
They're
changing.
changing ballots.
What does that mean?
That's what they're doing. They're not adding. Well, I don't know what they did. I can't say that they're adding. They're changing ballots. So in the July election, the audit log has 1,600 tabulation errors. 1,600 tabulation errors.
It's a lot.
And it shows that they deleted all of our election day ballots. At the end of the day, I don't know if y'all remember, but we didn't get the final vote tally until 1:30 in the morning. They deleted all of our election day ballots on July 14th, created 4 new memory sets, 6, re-entered them, and then reported the final tally. It's on the audit log.
Wow.
I'm not just making it up. I have the documents to prove it.
Oh, sound like Alex Jones. I got the documents.
Hey, you gotta get the documents, man.
No, that's
Look.
great.
Okay, so I'm talking a little bit like an attorney, and I'm talking a lot like a conservative. People want a story, right? And I tend to fall back on evidence and facts and proof. That's who I am.
Absolutely.
And if anybody wants to see it, I have it. So.
Well, great. I mean, we're behind you 100% here on Emergency Exit
Exactly.
Podcast, and we really appreciate you coming on, telling us your story, and I hope things work out for you. Are you gonna? Do you believe that voter fraud happened for your runoff election? That you should
Yes,
be
and I
sitting on
don't-
that seat?
Not necessarily, but I don't think they're just fixing Republican races. I think they're fixing Democrat races. I think they're choosing the winner and they're advancing their selected candidate. So I'm meeting with the Attorney General tomorrow at 9 a.m. his office, and I'm going to lay it all out. And I'm just hoping that it's convincing enough that they'll open an investigation. Yeah.
Let's hope that
You
they
need
do
to
that.
come back and tell us how it went, because like it's like I said, to me, I just find it so odd how people all of a sudden think voters are being smart right now. You know, like the last 4 years, you guys voted Trump in and you're stupid. In this 4 years, you voted the right guy in and nothing went wrong. Like I said, I feel the way that the media has made the American people like stupider and just kind of take this in blind faith is dumb. You know what I mean?
Well, the whole idea that we're hearing right now is why, there's no widespread voter fraud going on. But we're seeing things like this story.
Yes.
The Project Veritas coming out with
Exactly.
whistleblowers from USPS. There's something going on, and what they say is like, oh, listen, there's no evidence of widespread voter fraud. We're not talking about widespread voter fraud. We're talking about targeted voter fraud.
Yes.
California doesn't need voter fraud.
No.
You know, New York doesn't need voter fraud.
No.
They need it in what happens to be the swing states.
Yes.
Texas was almost there too. Like we were considered a swing state, and we made it through. Thank goodness we made it through. But
Because of Dan Crenshaw.
Yes, thank God for our rural counties. That's what carries us every election.
And thank God for Alex Jones.
all right,
He carries us on. That man. I just want to say, Alex Jones, if you're watching, I know you
He's
are.
not watching.
That man carries the American flag like no one else.
All right.
He is a
Take it
gallant
easy.
riding on a chariot of fire for America.
Well, thank you so much, Jennifer Fleck, for coming on. Are you planning on running again real soon?
I'm not going to run ever until I believe that we have legal elections. And I don't think that that's possible until Dana Devereux is no longer administering elections in Travis County.
Okay.
Yes, and let's
when
hope
she's
that she
gone-
gets busted for something. She can go to jail for a year and pay $4,000, but she can get pulled from her job would be the most important thing to
We
happen.
got to
to her.
pull Dana out. We got to get that hashtag going. Pull Dana out.
De Beauvoir. De Beauvoir.
Yeah.
How do you say her last name?
Wow.
De Beauvoir. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
She
anyways,
needs to go.
I will voir de Beauvoir.
Where can-
Oh!
au revoir, De Beauvoir.
I
You need
like
to
it.
make some hats with that, you know.
dude, there you go.
Red hats with white lettering that says that. That'd be great. Well, thank you so much. Where can we find you if we want to look up more information?
So I have a website, and mainly I'm active on Facebook. I'm that generation that finds it difficult to keep up with every social media platform, and so I do well to update my Facebook page. But every post that I post is a public post. And that's definitely the place where people can kind of track what's going on.
Well, wonderful. We'll keep you on, and you're part of our family here
There
at
you
the
go.
Emergency Exit Podcast. We talk to libertarians and Republicans. We'll talk to Democrats too, but they don't
I
want to
just
talk
want
to
to
us
say,
right now.
is that an American flag quilt behind you? Okay, I
Yes.
just want to say I love it. That's what I'm talking about. That's America all day, baby.
That's right.
Thank you so much for being on.
Well, we'll talk to you,
Thank
and
you.
we will see you next time. And you know what? It was very easy to find her if you just went. It was Poll Watcher, and make sure even if you write POLE, it'll still pop up Poll Watcher Austin, and it'll pop up with all your articles and all your great videos, and or not your video, your photos. I'd like to see the videos. That'd be
Yeah.
great.
Yes. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jennifer. Goodbye.
Bye.
Wonderful.
Yes.
All right. That was great. I think that was great.
It's
So-
funny because then it makes you think, well, if both kind of poll watching come up for her, then
Poll watchers. I can't help but think poll, like you're chilling there. Today's bonsai and bourbon.
bourbon is
and bonsai.
larceny, dude.
We've got larceny. That's right. This is a wonderful small batch bourbon, 92 proof, wheat. This is wheat.
Delicious.
Wheat.
It's
so
delicious.
It's not
The
bourbon.
most delicious whiskey
What is
I've ever tasted.
weeded? I don't know how much. Well, it's got weed in it. Who gives a shit? But then we've got. This is the Fukin tea.
You fucking kidding me?
Fukin tea. You fucking kidding me? It's also known as Urtia microphylla. The Fukin tea
Wait,
tree.
my tia
or
or your tia?
Uratia. Uratia. EHREtia. This is a cool little tree. It's a tropical. And this is one of my first ones I bought. I got this at a Home Depot.
Nice.
Or maybe it was a Lowe's. And it grows so fast. It grows faster than a Catholic priest during looking at an altar boy. It
Yeah.
grows so much,
It
right?
goes really quick.
And I love it. Anyways,
What's this?
I wanted to
Top
talk
7 news
about
apps.
Parler.
Oh yeah, Parlor. Yes.
We got on Parler. If you guys are on Parler, you could check us out. But one thing I want to show is that there's a mass exodus.
Yes.
People are going, they're sick of these, they're sick of Twitter. They're sick of Facebook.
Fuck off
They're going
Twitter.
to Parler.
Yes.
And as you can see, the top charts right now on Apple Store is Parler.
Parler
I think it's actually called
Newsmax,
Parlay, but
OANN. Remember, they were trying to cancel that coach because he was wearing a sweater from that news corporation.
what? You say that again? What were you talking about?
The OANN.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's this. I guess this is this conservative Christian like news site.
One American News Network.
Yeah,
or something like that. Is that what it is?
Yeah, and there is this coach who was on a fishing trip who was wearing a sweater, and they're trying to cancel him just because he was wearing a sweater that was promoting that news network, and they're like, "Oh, look at him! He's like a part of the right," and they tried to cancel this guy just because he wore a sweater.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, anyways, what I wanted to, I've been seeing some memes. We joined Twitter. I joined Parler back in 2019 when it first came around because of Gavin McInnes, because he got kicked off of a bunch of. He got kicked off all the social medias.
See,
and
I
had
joined
to go somewhere else.
I joined Parler and Minds because of Alex Jones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we both joined it before this happened, and we just made our emergency exit one recently. But I'm seeing a lot of people are exiting from Facebook and Twitter because of all the fact checking that's going on and this and that. And some of those people are like, some of these memes are to the effect that, look at these guys that are against safe spaces, and they have to go flock to their safe space Parler, you know. And I saw a meme that was to that effect, and I go, you know, is it really them like trying to look for a safe space, or they just don't want, they're so sick of actual information? Because we've talked about fact checkers here.
Yeah, exactly.
If you watch a John Stossel fact checking one where they're censoring people because what they're doing is they're hiring third parties, and those third parties are biased, and they're not fact checking them, and they're the authority, and then you get this thing that's flagged, and people deem you as misinformation.
For me, it isn't really that they're limiting stuff. It's more that they're pushing stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and you see this everywhere, not just social media, but even like if you go to Target, they have like the gay kids section right in front saying, "Oh, look, kids, celebrate pride and homosexuality." It's like, you don't have that for Christianity, right? You don't have a Christian section. You don't have this section and that section. Why do you have to celebrate gay pride? Just, you know, you don't celebrate anything else, right? That's the thing that frustrates me about even Twitter, Facebook, Instagram is not that you're limiting my access to things, is that you're pushing a narrative towards me. You're trying to say, look at Black lives and look at gays and look at this and look at that.
Yes, I agree. But those stores, Target, that's a private corporation that they can do whatever they want to try to get customers. And if they think they've got the Christians. Yeah. They don't need to go they've got a whole month.
See, but
they can sell Christian stuff.
But then
Christmas.
but then it frustrates me when I see a company like Hobby Lobby, that's a Christian company, openly Christian. They were attacked because something came out where they didn't want to do something for some employee that had a baby outside of pregnancy or outside of marriage, right? I forgot what it was, but it's frustrating because the media will make this Christian company look so bad off of a technicality, but then all these companies like Target and all these other ones, because they're celebrating their agenda, their narrative, they don't touch them.
Well, either way, they're calling this a safe space, and this is a Twitter. Brandon, this is the Twitter search for Parler safe space, and I just wanted to sort of scroll through some of these, and as you can see, they say exactly that. Keep going, scroll down back to my safe space. That was a tattoo parlor. Look at this. Twitter is just a safe space for conservative Trump humpers to cry about Twitter and Facebook oppressing them. Change my mind. Okay, let me start with changing your mind. Watch John Stossel. Okay, I don't want to get into it because the bottom line is that they believe that the fact checking that's happening is true. Is true. Yeah, and that's the problem. Yep. They're not being objective. Let's see. Parler is not pronounced. Parler is not pronounced like parlor. By the way, it's French, so it's pronounced parler. A rough translation is "Lide maggots need a safe space."
Itty maggot, like I guess idiot maggots.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. First of all, the starter up, who do they call the
founder?
The founder of Parler says it's Parler because Gavin McInnes was like, oh, that's supposed to be pronounced parlay, and he's like, actually, it's just Parler.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, okay, well, I'll still call it that. And look what they're trying to say.
And then she's like, the more you know. And now you were saying, no, the more you know. Because you don't know, he's not, that's not his intention. Again, what is she doing? She's putting her intention on someone else when his intention isn't what she's trying to say it was.
I refuse to call it parlor. Call it safe space instead. Keep scrolling down.
See, but it's also funny that they think that Twitter is a safe space for people like us when they show people like Alex Jones getting banned from Twitter. You know what I mean? Like anybody who leans anywhere right, they're getting banned from Twitter, and they think, oh yeah, Twitter is a safe space. It's safe for them, maybe.
All right, we don't have much time. Let's go to these last links. With election night part 8.
Uh-oh.
We're talking about voter fraud. Now, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just going to go ahead and say, I accept you, my democratic overlords, and I wish you to live 1,000 years.
Yes.
Spare me and my friend David
yes,
here.
we will sacrifice
Jesus.
we will sacrifice to you whiskey and beer.
But one thing I keep hearing is that they say there's no evidence of widespread voter fraud. There's just no evidence of widespread. It's like, well, yeah, what about the Project Veritas? It's not widespread, but it's targeted.
It's spread.
Why aren't they talking about that kind of thing? And so what is this from the Texas Tribune? And we only got a few minutes, so I'm going to run through this real quick here. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick said he's offering $1 million incentive, encourage and reward for people for reports of voter fraud in Texas that you were saying. Yeah. If you can find it, we'll hook you up with $1 million, even though, and this is what they say, even as there's been no evidence of mass voter fraud and experts say it's rare. Well, yeah, if this is rare and it hasn't happened in a while, this may be your batter's up.
Look right here, man.
Up.
Look, if you have evidence of voter fraud, contact us. We'll shield your evidence and protect you, and we'll split the milli as much as we can. All right.
The milli,
bro. We'll split it with
the million.
Yeah, we'll split it with you 60-40. You get 60, we get 40 because we got to pay Brandon.
They'll never give you $1 million.
But we'll do that, and we'll make it work out.
Who's paying for that? Is that coming out of us? The money will come from Patrick's campaign fund. It says right here. Good. Okay. I support President Trump's efforts to identify voter fraud. So, anyways, what I want to get into, let's widespread voter fraud. If you want to go to that last this number 2 link here. Widespread voter despite no evidence of vast voter fraud, no evidence of vast voter fraud,
none?
Vast evidence, vast voter fraud, targeted voter fraud that's happening. Like I said, California doesn't need any help.
Yeah.
New York doesn't need any help, right? These coastal states don't need any help. It's these swing states that seem to have like a difference of 8,000 points. So
and then you see, see on the scale where it just shoots up for Biden out of nowhere.
The Times called officials in every state no evidence of any widespread systematic issues with voter fraud. It's just ridiculous that they keep saying this widespread thing instead of saying targeted voter fraud. I mean, not to say that I don't think they should be doing it, but if Trump doesn't win, he's got a lot of paths to win. He's got actually a path. There's a really cool path that if they tie in the Electoral College, it goes to the House will vote for president and the Senate votes for the vice president. Yeah. So it could be if the Senate is won by the Republicans, that means that the House is going to vote for Biden.
Yeah.
And then you have the Senate that's going to vote for the vice president, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Could you imagine a Biden-Trump presidency?
Bro.
How cool would that be? I've always thought that'd be sort of cool to have that be the case.
Well, you know that Biden's going to die within a week or two because he got the Ronas.
Well, you know what? I see the flaw in it because if you run and then your loser gets vice president, right? But how many times are they going to be like, okay, what I need you to do is try to kill this guy or something and set up an assassination real quick,
Yeah,
it's always an assassination. If Trump loses, he should just run in 2024.
Or Don Jr.
We're done. We're just done here. I mean, I was going to talk about, we should talk about how
Can I just say
lawsuits.
that I'm 60-40. 60. I used to be 10-90. I thought Biden was going to win. Now I think Trump has a big chance of winning.
I don't think so. I think we need to accept our Democratic overlords and thank them for many harvests in the future. for eliminating climate
You
change.
will get the first virgin.
And eliminating COVID right off the bat.
Yes.
They're going to get rid of that.
That was quick.
First of all, hurry up with that, guys. They're going to give us all free money. We won't have to go to work anymore because we will get income through the government that's guaranteed. But that's going to happen.
But we got to put a chip on our hand.
We got to put a chip in your hand, and you have to
get
give
the mark
up.
of the beast.
We all get Nokia brick phones.
There you go.
That's
that
it.
Too.
They're all free though.
But you get to take selfies.
Thank you guys for watching. This has been another episode of Emergency Exit Podcast. If you guys like our content, you could check us out on Spotify,
everywhere,
Instagram, all that stuff, Facebook. So for David the Hard Hat, David the Holy Hispanic Aguilar, the Hard Hat, I'm Lo saying that's right. We're not going to stick around.